Day 1. Understand the power of prompting, the prompt catalyst. Free 7-day prompt coaching 1-hour seminar presentation. Theme. Understand the power of prompting. Duration. 60 minutes. Day 1 objective. By the end of this session, participants should be able to identify a weak prompt, understand why it produces weak results, and transform it into a clear, specific and powerful prompt. Opening. 0 to 5 minutes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 1 of our free 7-day prompt coaching. Before we talk about artificial intelligence, prompts, ChatGPT or technology, I want to begin with a simple question. Have you ever asked a question and received an answer that was technically correct but completely useless to you? You probably have. You ask, how can I make money? The AI gives you 50 general ideas. You ask, write a book. It gives you something that sounds like a book, but it does not sound like your book. You say, help me advertise my business. You receive generic marketing advice that could apply to almost anybody. Then you conclude, I is not intelligent. But wait, what if the problem was not the I? What if the problem was the instruction? That is where our journey begins. I can only work with the quality of direction you give it. Today, I want you to leave this session with one major revelation. Prompting is not simply asking AI a question. Prompting is learning how to communicate your desired result clearly enough for AI to help you produce it. And here is something important. The difference between an ordinary AI user and a powerful AI user is often not access to a better tool. It is the ability to give better instructions. So, welcome to day 1. Today, we are going to learn how to stop merely asking AI and start directing AI. Part 1. What does prompting really mean? 5 to 12 minutes. Let us start with the foundation. A prompt is an instruction, question, command, description or set of directions you give an AI system to produce a particular response or result. In simple language, a prompt is what you tell AI to do. But prompting goes deeper than typing words into a chat box. Imagine you walk into a restaurant and tell the waiter, give me food. The waiter may ask, what would you like? You say, anything. You receive something. Perhaps it is good. Perhaps it is not. Now imagine you say, I would like a plate of jollof rice, grilled chicken and vegetables. Please make it moderately spicy, serve it hot, and keep the portion suitable for one adult. The waiter now has direction. The same principle applies to AI. Compare these two prompts. Prompt 1, write a book. Prompt 2, write the opening chapter of a practical Christian leadership book for young African leaders. Use British English, an engaging storytelling style, realistic Nigerian settings, short paragraphs and practical lessons. Begin with a compelling real-life style situation that creates curiosity and end the chapter with a question that makes the reader want to continue. Which one gives AI more direction? Obviously, the second. Why? Because the second prompt contains information about the task, audience, subject, style, setting and desired outcome. That is prompting. Practical exercise 1 to 15 minutes. Ask participants, which of these prompts is stronger? A. Write something about business. B. Write a 700-word practical article explaining 5 common mistakes new Nigerian entrepreneurs make when starting a small business. Use British English, simple language, realistic examples and practical solutions. Make the introduction attention-grabbing and end with a strong call to action. Give participants a few seconds. Then ask, why is B better? Let them answer. The goal is not merely to tell them the answer. Make them discover it, then explain. Prompt B tells AI what to write, who it is for, how long it should be, where the examples should be relevant, what language to use, what tone to adopt, what structure to follow, how to finish. That is the difference between asking and directing. Part 2. Why vague prompts produce weak results. 15 to 23 minutes. Now we come to one of the biggest mistakes people make. They give AI a tiny instruction and expect a massive result. They type, write a powerful speech. But powerful for whom? For children, pastors, business executives, students, politicians, church members. What subject? How long? What tone? What purpose? What occasion? What should the audience feel afterwards? I cannot read your mind. If your instruction is unclear, I has to make assumptions. And when AI makes assumptions, the result may not match your intention. Consider this. Write about marriage. That could become a sermon, a relationship article, a romantic story, a counseling guide, a book chapter, a social media post, a wedding speech, a psychological discussion, a Christian teaching. The prompt is too broad. Now improve it. Write a 1,000-word practical Christian teaching on 5 ways couples can protect emotional intimacy after many years of marriage. Use British English, a warm pastoral tone, realistic examples and practical steps. Avoid clichés. Begin with a relatable marriage situation and conclude with 3 questions couples can discuss together. Suddenly, the destination is clearer. Remember this principle. Vague input equals uncertain output. Clear input equals more controlled output. This does not mean that every prompt must be extremely long. A good prompt is not necessarily a long prompt. A good prompt is a clear prompt. The danger of overloading 23 to 26 minutes. There is another mistake. Some people discover prompting and immediately begin writing enormous instructions containing everything they can think of. Length alone does not make a prompt powerful. You can write 500 words of confusion. AI will still receive confusion. The goal is not, give AI more words. The goal is, give AI better direction. Think of a GPS. If you say, take me somewhere, the GPS cannot know your destination. But if you enter, take me to this specific location using the fastest available route, the system has direction. Your prompt is your destination and your instructions. Part 3. The anatomy of a good prompt. 26 to 36 minutes. Now we are getting practical. A powerful prompt can contain several important elements. You do not always need every element, but understanding them gives you control. 1. Role. Tell AI what perspective or expertise you want it to use. For example, you are an experienced book editor. You are a Nigerian marketing strategist. You are a secondary school teacher. You are a Christian communication coach. Instead of simply saying, help me edit this, say, act as an experienced British English book editor specializing in Christian non-fiction. Now I has a frame of reference. 2. Task. Tell AI exactly what you want it to do. Examples: write, rewrite, summarize, analyze, compare, create, explain, develop, edit, generate. For example, rewrite this introduction to make it more engaging while preserving my message. The task is clear. 3. Context. Context answers, what does AI need to know before doing the task? Suppose you say, write an advert for my business. I knows almost nothing, but I run a Nigerian publishing company that helps authors with editing, formatting, cover design, ISBN processing and online book distribution. Our audience is first-time African authors. Now I has context. Context is powerful because AI performs better when it understands the environment surrounding the task. 4. Audience. Who will read, watch or hear the result? Do not simply say, write an article. Say, write for young Nigerian entrepreneurs aged 18 to 35 who are starting their first businesses. The audience affects vocabulary, examples, tone and depth. 5. Tone and style. Tell AI how you want the message to sound. For example, use a warm, authoritative and encouraging tone. Make it conversational. Make it emotionally powerful. Use simple British English. Make it suitable for a professional audience. Make the opening suspenseful. This is where you begin shaping the personality of the output. 6. Format. Tell AI how you want the answer organized. For example, use 5 numbered sections. Create a table. Use headings and subheadings. Write in paragraphs. Give me a step-by-step guide. Start with a story and end with practical exercises. Without format instructions, I chooses a structure for you. With format instructions, you take control. 7. Constraints. Tell AI what to avoid or what limits to observe. For example, use British English. Keep it under 800 words. Do not use technical jargon. Do not invent statistics. Do not use cliches. Do not change the central message. Constraints protect your intention. 8. Desired outcome. This is one of the most important elements. Tell AI what success looks like. Instead of, write a social media post, say, write a social media post designed to make readers curious enough to register for a free 7-day prompt coaching program. Now AI understands the purpose. The simple prompt formula. 36 to 40 minutes. Here is a formula I want everyone to remember. Role plus task plus context plus audience plus style plus format plus constraints plus outcome. You do not have to use every component every time. But when the task is important, these elements can dramatically improve your direction. Let us build one together. Week prompt. Write a post about my book. Now we improve it step by step. Step 1. Task. Write a promotional post for my book. Step 2. Context. The book teaches readers how to use AI prompting effectively. Step 3. Audience. The audience includes writers, entrepreneurs, teachers, students and ministers. Step 4. Tone. Use a sharp, exciting and practical tone. Step 5. Format. Start with a provocative question, identify the problem, introduce the book as the solution and end with a strong call to action. Step 6. Constraint. Use British English and avoid exaggerated claims. Now we have, write a promotional social media post for my book, which teaches writers, entrepreneurs, teachers, students and ministers how to use AI prompting effectively. Use British English and a sharp, exciting, practical tone. Begin with a provocative question. Identify the problem caused by weak prompting. Introduce the book as a practical solution, and end with a strong call to action. Avoid exaggerated claims. Look at the difference. We did not simply make the prompt longer. We made it clearer. Part 4. From ordinary questions to powerful prompts. 40 to 47 minutes. Now I want us to transform ordinary questions. Example 1. Business. Week. How can I grow my business? Better. Act as a small business growth strategist. Give me 7 practical ways a Nigerian publishing business can attract more authors and increase monthly revenue. Assume the business has a small marketing budget. Prioritize low-cost strategies and explain exactly how to implement each one. Example 2. Writing. Week. Write a story. Better. Write the opening scene of a contemporary Nigerian Christian thriller. The main character is a young church administrator who discovers financial irregularities inside a rapidly growing church. Use cinematic prose, realistic dialogue and suspense. Do not reveal the entire mystery in the opening scene. End with a discovery that raises a more dangerous question. Notice the final instruction. Do not reveal everything. That is important. A good prompt can control not only what AI says but also what it does not say yet. Example 3. Education. Week. Explain photosynthesis. Better. Act as a secondary school science teacher. Explain photosynthesis to a 13-year-old student using simple British English. Begin with an everyday analogy. Explain the process step by step. Give 3 examples and finish with 5 short questions to test understanding. Example 4. Personal development. Week. Help me become disciplined. Better. Act as a practical personal development coach. Create a 14-day discipline-building routine for an adult who struggles with procrastination. Focus on small daily actions rather than motivation alone. Include a morning routine, 1 priority task, an evening review and a simple way to measure progress. The principle is simple. Do not merely tell AI the subject. Tell AI the job. Part 5. The Power of Context. 47 to 51 minutes. Let me give you a scenario. Imagine two people ask AI to write a speech. Person A says, "Write me a speech about leadership." Person B says, "I am speaking for 20 minutes to 200 young Nigerian entrepreneurs at a leadership seminar." The audience is ambitious, but many are struggling with consistency and integrity. I want them to understand that leadership is not primarily about position but responsibility. Write a practical and inspiring speech using British English. Begin with a surprising story. Develop 3 major lessons and finish with a challenge the audience can act on today. Who gave AI more to work with? Person B. This is why context matters. Context reduces guesswork, and the less AI has to guess about your intention, the more control you have over the result. But there is another secret. Context can also include previous decisions. You can say, keep the character names unchanged. Maintain the same tone as the previous chapter. Preserve my central argument. Use the same audience as before. Build on the information I have already provided. This turns AI from a random answer generator into something closer to a collaborative assistant. Part 6. The Art of Follow-up Prompting. 51 to 55 minutes. Here is where many beginners stop too early. They enter one prompt. AI responds. They either accept it or reject it. But powerful prompting is often a conversation. Suppose AI gives you a weak introduction. Do not start again immediately. Tell it, keep the central idea but make the opening more emotionally gripping. Then, give me a stronger first paragraph. Then, make it less generic and more specific. Then, add a realistic Nigerian example. Then, now shorten the introduction without losing the emotional impact. This is called iterative prompting. You are refining the result through successive instructions. Think of it like sculpting. The first prompt gives you the block of stone. The next instructions remove what does not belong. Eventually, the shape becomes clearer. Practical exercise 2 to 58 minutes. Now give participants this week prompt. Write something about social media. Tell them, you have 3 minutes. Improve this prompt. Ask them to include who, what, why, how, what tone, what format, what outcome. Then invite 2 or 3 participants to read their prompts. Celebrate improvement. Then show them one possible version. Act as a digital marketing strategist. Write a practical 800-word article for Nigerian small business owners explaining 5 ways they can use social media to attract customers without spending heavily on advertising. Use British English, simple language and realistic examples. Structure the article with an engaging introduction, 5 numbered strategies, practical implementation steps and a final call to action. The goal is to help beginners move from simply posting content to using social media strategically. Now ask, what changed? The answer is, clarity. Final challenge. 58 to 60 minutes. I want you to remember one sentence from today's training. AI is not a mind reader. It is a direction follower. The quality of your instruction influences the usefulness of the result. So, whenever you are about to type a prompt, pause and ask yourself, what exactly do I want? Who is this for? What does AI need to know? What should the result sound like? What format do I want? What should AI avoid? What should the final result accomplish? Then give the instruction. Do not say, AI, do something good. Tell it what good means. Do not say, make it powerful. Explain what powerful means in that context. Do not say, write better. Tell AI what needs to improve. Do not say, make it professional. Explain the audience, tone, structure and purpose you want. Day 1 takeaway. Today you have learned that prompting is not about finding magical words. It is about clear communication. A powerful prompt gives AI direction, context, purpose, audience, structure, boundaries, expected outcome, and when you master these, you begin to move from being an ordinary AI user to becoming an intentional AI communicator. Homework: Your first prompt challenge. Before day 2, take 5 ordinary prompts you have used before. For example, write a post. Help me make money. Explain this. Write a speech. Give me business ideas. For each one, 1. Write the original prompt. 2. Identify what is missing. 3. Rewrite it with more context and direction. 4. Compare the original and improved versions. 5. Ask AI to respond to both and compare the results. Your assignment is not simply to get better answers. Your assignment is to discover why the better prompt produced a better result. Closing. The question that opens day 2. Let me leave you with this. You now know that the quality of your instruction matters. But here is the bigger question. If AI can produce different results from different instructions, how do you deliberately engineer a prompt that produces the kind of result you actually want? That is where we go next. Day 1 has taught you to understand the power of prompting. Day 2 will begin teaching you how to build prompts intentionally. Do not just use AI. Learn how to direct it. Do not merely ask questions. Learn how to create instructions. And above all, remember, the future will not belong only to those who have access to AI. It will increasingly belong to those who know how to communicate with it. Welcome to the Prompt Catalyst. Day 1 begins now. If you are enjoying today's lecture, please don't keep it to yourself. Share the link and invite your friends, family and loved ones to join us. Someone in your network may need this knowledge. Someone may be struggling to understand AI, prompting and how to use these powerful tools effectively. Your one share could help someone discover a new skill, unlock an opportunity and change the way they work. Share the link. Invite a friend. Invite your loved ones. Let's learn and grow together. The Prompt Catalyst. Day 1.